morning, good afternoon, good evening. How's everybody doing? Something in here. I'm on 16 already. Cool. Who do I see first? Black Sheep, how you doing? Al, John, Gator. Who else is in here? Robert Mack in Asia. Bill Clock, how are you? Bobby, time to get going. Who else is here? Who didn't I say? I know somebody was in here earlier. I think it was ABC. Was in here real early. Tom was here. I don't know if he's still here. Tommy J, how you doing? And ABC, I was the first one. Cool. How's everybody doing? Let's see. What do I have? Well, they're here this morning, so they're here already. Oh, shit. Oh, cuss bucket. Wow, I just spilled my coffee. Let's see. They're here this morning working on the Thai kitchen, so hopefully they'll get that buttoned up. I believe, personally anyway, that our rainy season is going to get here a little bit early, and that's my personal opinion. Anyway, let me clean this up. Hold on one second, guys. So anyway, hopefully they will get that. At least I'm hoping that they're going to get it, sealed up to where I don't have to worry about anything. Make it watertight. Then they can take their time. They still have a lot to do inside. I think he believes it's going to go faster than it really is going to. Hey, Traveler 4444, how you doing? Dip Media, how's it going? Let's see. The other thing was, of course, with my procrastination, I realized yesterday that I have to renew my retirement visa by the 19th. I think today's the 10th, so I have 9 days. So as soon as I get done with this live stream, I got to head to the bank and get my 1 month statement. I believe last time it took about 6-7 days to get here. Hey Chris, how you doing? Hey, I don't know, were you here, Chris, when I did the intro? Chris we were talking outside of the channel here, and he said that the outro and I think the intro were loud. The intro, I think it was more of the outro. Was that true, Chris? Because he said that it was kind of really loud. So I went back in and did them right before I came on here. The intro wasn't as bad, but the outro was really loud. So I don't know if you were here when I played the intro, Chris. I'm going to play just a second of the intro and a little bit of the outro, Chris, if you could tell me what you think. I'm here. Hey, Tom, how you doing? Yes, was much better. Okay, here, I'll just play the outro then. The outro, it was really, really loud. Here's the new outro, or the new sound level. That's probably enough of it. What did it sound like? Anybody else can chime in too. Yes, it was much better. Cool, thanks, Chris. Let's see what that one. Too loud. The outro again, or the intro, Tom? Everybody's saying hi and hello to everybody, which is always nice to see. See if I can keep from spilling my coffee. Hey, John Poe, how are you? Digital nomad. So Tom's saying it's too loud. Tom, did the intro or both? Both are still too loud. Okay. Sounded great to Traveler 4444. Let's see what Chris says if he heard it. I really brought the outro way down, but about one notch high, but sounds good. Knock 2 dB off and you're great. Cool. Okay, I'll do that right as soon as I get done. It only takes me a second. I just re-drop it into my editor and drop it down. It's pretty easy. Level's still too high in the outro compared to the voice. Okay. Intro was fine. All right. I will do that again, and we'll check it out in a day or so. Hey, Brock's here. How you doing, Brock? Let me send this to. Hold on 1 second, guys. To. Now, finish this. There, for right now, anyway. That tripped me out on the phone, heard outro, and figured that was it. No, just checking the levels. Boy, my beard needs to be trimmed again. It's wild. Go to the sound level in the stream and manually. Yeah, you know what it is too. I've got on this deal here on Streamlabs. I have the audio set automatic adjust mic volume. So I've got that set to it. It adjusts, I guess, everybody's, not just mine. But so we'll see. I'll lower it just a little bit and see if that makes a difference. What's my sound like with the mic right now? Is it okay? I think it, like again, it always sounds good in my ear, but I'm directly plugged into I'm plugged directly into my mic, so on this USB one, so I can never tell, but it always sounds good in my ear. Sounds good to me. Hey T&W, how you doing? In the bedroom, yeah. Is it echoing? Are you answering another question, Jake? I couldn't hear you drinking the coffee. All right, because this one is one of those directional deals, so shouldn't be. Well, I guess you can still hear that. I don't know. Anyway, hey, what's up, Global? Yeah, so I don't know. I imagine it sounds okay for the $15 microphone. Voice excellent, best live stream voice. Yeah, I think James has that covered. Or well, live stream Rides for Kicks doesn't do too many, but his voice was mesmerizing. First time I watched him, I want to say it was almost a couple of years ago. I think it was the voice that got me. You know, I could sit there and listen to his voice all day. It's fine, cool. Thanks, Bobby. Yeah, he's got a good one. But so anyway, so they're working on that. I don't know. Did I talk to you guys about? My wife kind of wants to make that area out there that's 7 meters by 3 meters. That was going to be like I was going to kind of fashion it after Tony Bad Badger's tiki room type thing, with maybe not necessarily the bar, but tables, maybe a little barbecue and that kind of stuff. Now after going to Chuck and Paige's, she wants me to fully enclose the thing, put a roof on top, and then half of that, so 3 meters by 3.5 meters, make a deck up there, put the barbecue and all that stuff on top, and then she wants to make that downstairs an air-conditioned room with tables so we can have family over to eat and stuff. So thanks, Chuck. You cost me a bunch of money for me coming and visiting you. Just kidding. I thought it was a great idea. So I might actually ask Chuck what the size of his deal. I mean, I can only go 3 meters, but just so I keep in my mind what he had there compared to the length of what I had. But, you know, I'll put a slider in the one end, windows overlooking or looking out at the koi pond, and then of course when you're on top you'll have a perfect view of the koi pond and the plunge pool from above. So it'll be kind of cool. Hey Nikki, how you doing? It's late for Nikki. Just got an alert and stuff. Early start in the morning. We'll catch up tomorrow. Don't forget the thumbs up. Thanks, Nick. Get some rest. But yeah, I thought it was a good idea. We'd also have a big room if we wanted to, if for some reason, whatever we had to have, family. We've got those rollout deals that we got when we did the house blessing and the wedding. We bought like 10 of them or something, just for people, family that were just skin just to lay in the living room or upstairs or wherever. But if this has an air conditioner, we can move the tables over. They could sleep out there and whatever. Put a little coffee pot or whatever. They don't have to bother in the morning. Something anyway. So something else to think about. Black Sheep ought to get a kick out of that. He's always at me on Gmail. He's got 3D design and stuff for me, which is awesome, by the way. Anything that you can do, I appreciate. So don't feel like you're stepping any bounds whatsoever. Hey Trip, how you doing? Glad to see you. Glad to see you can make it. So I don't know what that room is going to be, but I'll let you know the size. And I'm thinking about, I may be putting a lift in at the end instead of the stairway. I don't know yet. I have to kind of play with that. I did look. Chuck had mentioned that that's what he was going to do eventually with his pool room, and you guys have watched his channel. You know that he wants to put in next to where he's at right there, a pool and a deck and all sorts of stuff. So he was talking about that. So I looked on Lasada, and they do have a lift, just like more commercial wise, but you could use it for anything. It's like 30,000 baht, something like that. Let's see if you guys have any questions. Put them in. Here's Tom's got a lot. Meet up at the Wombat tomorrow lunchtime with special guests. Cool. I hope one of them's who I think it is. I think it is. I looked into the Android, like what I have in boxes. Too many to choose from. Yeah, he recommended one for me too, and I can actually. Is the one that I got okay, Tom? Because I can go to this here, and I believe that I can find mine. So let me know if mine was good enough, and I can find it on Lasada, and I'll share that with you. I'll share that with him. Hey T, I didn't see you there. Good morning to you. Yeah, just let me know. Let's see, John GottoLove. Looks like the Thai government is moving smoothly. Pass was approved under 12 hours. Yeah, I guess they're supposedly they're having a big thing tomorrow, and it's gonna, I believe, or I'm hoping, it's gonna be lightening up stuff even more. I guess there's been a bunch of rumors and stuff going around that them saying that they have to treat it like I said before. It's the frickin' flu, for Christ's sake. You gotta sooner or later vaccinate, don't vaccinate. It's the flu. So hopefully they move on those deals. Like I said, the numbers keep going up and up. I think they were 10, 12, 13,000. But like I said, that doesn't really matter. That's like how many people have caught a cold today. I want to know how many people have passed from it and what were their conditions. Were there underlying conditions? Did they actually pass from the virus is what I want to know. And that's what I would think everybody would want to know. It doesn't matter. They could have 100,000 a day. If it's a 3-day flu or whatever. My understanding from everybody that I talked to that had the new variant or that Omicron or whatever you say it is, however you say that, it's a scratchy throat, maybe a little bit of a fever, kind of feel like and 3, 4, 5 days it's gone. So I don't know, but hopefully they treat it and just open up stuff. I mean, they just got to open it up. I know a lot of places are letting people in without nothing, no tests, no nothing, just come. So we'll see. And you're gonna have to check which places because there's only rumors that I'm hearing. Yeah, that's ties. Would great if we could skip the crap but already paid for it. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't. At this point, it doesn't matter. I think that they're still going to test. I think that's going to be the least. That's going to be the last thing to go, is at least one test and go when you hit the country, which I think, I mean, it, yes and no. I guess I'm kind of contradicting myself, but even if you test positive, I mean, you could transmit it to somebody else. So I would imagine you'd want to try to self, put you into some kind of a self quarantine or whatever to get it from getting out of control, because it's still people going to get sick. But I think they're going to at least do that. They'll at least keep the test and go. At least one coming in. Hey, Mark, how you doing? Glad you could make it. So I guess we'll find out tomorrow. I guess they're having a big powwow of some sort. Hey, Aztec, how you doing? Well, that's what they do in the United States. I don't know. The ones that have gotten it in the U.S., of friends of mine that I know of, have been told by their doctor, tested positive with the self test because they felt like crap, and then went to their doctor to verify for sure that they had it, and yes, for sure you had it, and your symptoms are like this, so go home and almost the typical drink lots of fluids and rest. Same thing they told me about the flu for the past 60 years. So, don't know. Good morning to you. Um, let's see. So, yeah, I'm in agreement with that. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, if it was it would be a whole other thing if, out of the 13,000 that they're getting a day here in Thailand, 4,000 of them are dying, then we've got a problem. But when they're 14 and 20 and stuff like that, and like I said, they're not telling us that they're 126 years old with respiratory problems. People, it doesn't matter what you have, what underlying condition you have, no matter how old you are. If I was to catch that and then get hit by a truck, but I had COVID, I would have died of COVID. Not a doubt in my mind. That's what would be written down. So, and I think that's just ridiculous. Let's see. I had in January to my doctor and nurse daughter. I got a lot of nurses, RNs in my family. Didn't think I was going to make it. I'm still here. I had the Omicron last week. My grandkids share. One was a sore throat. Yeah, and that's what I'm hearing, Traveler. Same thing. Granted, was the first one and the second one pretty nasty? Yeah. Has it, progressed into something that isn't quite as nasty? Yeah. So like I said, I don't even care what the numbers are. I want to know what the numbers are of people that actually passed, why they passed, what their underlying conditions were, and what their age was. And then I'll make my own decisions if they don't want to actually come out and go, this 130-year-old man, didn't die of just old age. He died of, the virus. I'll make my own decision and just go on about life. I mean, I don't know. People are getting tired of wearing the mask too, which I'm going to honor whatever. Thailand is my country where I live, and I'll honor whatever they say. Carl Travel Dude, how you doing? Glad you could make it by. So yeah, so I don't know. That's pretty much my deal. But like I said, there's supposed to be some big powwows, some big stuff coming down tomorrow. Hopefully, a lot of these people with restaurants and businesses and stuff, they need to get back in business. Yeah, I almost said before that I would um, rather get the Omicron than get the booster shot. My wife wants me to go down and get the booster, and I had Pfizer, and I was going to get Pfizer again. I got to ask Brock. I think he got Pfizer as a booster. I had a friend of mine tell me that that's not the right way to do it. I should get the Moderna as a booster to the Pfizer. I don't know. I'm lost. I'd rather have the Omicron. Give me that. I'll be sick for 4 days and let my body, do it itself. Oh, there's Brock. Let's let Brock in. Hey, what's up, Brock? I was just asking if did you had the Pfizer, right? Two shots.
I had the Pfizer booster, Dave.
Did you have the Pfizer in the first two
No,
also?
I had AstraZeneca for the first two.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I asked a buddy of mine, and he said, no, you shouldn't get the Pfizer as a booster. I should get the Moderna, which I've already paid for. So I have two or four of those waiting. So I guess I'll do that. But like I said, I really would rather get the Omicron and be sick for 4 days and let my body do what it's supposed to do.
Yeah, I spoke to my doctor the other day, and he said you've had your booster. Good. He said when and if you do catch Omicron, he said it will be severely reduced in effect.
Severity.
It,
Yeah.
so yeah, so
Yeah,
nothing to worry.
and then I get, like I said, if they're saying that, my biggest thing with the shot, I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I'm far from anything like that. What I am is a realist, and when they take 2, 3, 5, 7 years to pass a new drug, something they did in 2, 4, 6, 7 months, it makes me wonder what is the long-term effects of this stuff. That's my only thing. Like I said, I want to travel. I don't want to live in my room wherever I am, whether I'm in Thailand or the UK or Australia or US. I don't want to live in my room going, I can't go out. But, they might test me. I just can't do that. There's no way. So
Yeah,
if I go ahead and get it, most of the things, my understanding, especially coming into the country, they're gonna. I think any place that you go is gonna want you to be vaccinated. Even if they let everything go, they're still probably gonna want you to be vaccinated. Why, I don't know. Let's see. What is as I want? I have to disagree with that. For the last 2 years, everything has been called COVID. Doesn't mean the flu went away. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they call anything. Like I said, I don't trust anything I hear from the U.S. or anybody. They want to tell me that, like I said, I know for a fact in the U.S. you could die from getting hit by a truck, and like I said, if you have the virus, you die to the virus, and that's why those numbers go crazy, until they figure it out. But I don't know. The flu's been around forever. I don't know what they. I'd like to know how many people died from the flu. I know that, of course, people my age, because I'm older than dirt now. When I was growing up, they were always the one that were in danger. Get a flu shot. I've never gotten a flu shot in my life, but I did. I did take this one.
yeah, the reason not so many people got the flu this year was because everybody was inside, away, locked up. There was
Right.
not the contact to spread it.
Let's see. A traveler saying, "I am fully vaccinated. I'm not an anti-vaxxer." Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, even if it doesn't lessen the severity, even if it doesn't do whatever it wants, if they tell me that I need it to travel and to get home to see my grandkids, and particularly my one youngest granddaughter, who I haven't seen yet because I was in the hospital, and it's been 2 years since I've been back, and she just turned 2 years old. She was born when I had the tube down my throat, and for 2 months. But I would take it. I want to see my kids. I want to see my mom. I want to see my family. I want to see my friends. So if that's what they say I got to do, that's what I got to do. And like I said before, if I grow a third ear out of my forehead, I'll just have it removed. I wear a hat anyway. You won't see the scar. So I'm fine with that. Now I can understand some people saying, according to what my understanding was originally, and I don't know, this is all hearsay and what my friends had told me, and most of them are anti-vaxxers, but they say when it first came out in the U.S., you were supposed to get tested to see if you have had it and have the antibodies, because they're not supposed to give you the vaccine if you have the antibodies. And I don't know if that's true or not. That's what my friends are telling me. And they said they never did that in the United States. They never tested anybody. They just started jabbing them with the vaccine. So we'll see. Hey Xander, man, how you doing? He's got a long one here. Thing is, people with immune system in there respiratory systems were severely compromised by COVID, and their bodies cannot find both COVID and underlying conditions. So yeah, like I said, if but I think that somebody would need to know that. Like if I have respiratory problems, not necessarily right now, but it was pneumonia that put me in, in 2020, January 1st, which I would have been like the first COVID case, I think. And according to my doctor, I wasn't because I would have infected everybody in ICU in the hospital for that fact, which makes sense. But I still haven't been tested for antibodies, and I might do that anyway, just for the hell of it, because I'd like to know. Because I heard that you could actually have it and not transmit it too, so it is possible. But I don't know.
You could be
I'm just curious.
asymptomatic
Yeah,
and non-infectious.
yeah. I mean, I had the tube down my throat. I would never known, and I wasn't exactly breathing. I was breathing in and out of that tube. I don't know what kind of filtration and stuff they have on that tube. Maybe that, reduced it too. I don't know, but I heard to get that tested. So I think Gator or Jake, you had it done, didn't you, Jake? Had the test done. If I'm missing, I'm rambling again. So if I'm missing some stuff, questions and stuff, put them up again if you would.
It looks like Jake had the same strain that Trump did. He had such a bad case of COVID that nobody had ever had such a bad case of like him, and he was cured in 3 days.
Yeah, exactly. But I think Gator said he got tested for it. Yeah, my antibody, here it is. I had the Delta in August. My antibodies are higher than any antibody tests can measure off the scale. Okay. My doctor was. I might do that just for the hell of it, just out of curiosity's sake, so I can go on YouTube and say I had COVID. Is or not? Like I said, I would definitely. A lot of people have it. Like I saw that. I know in Pattaya, I want to say that people didn't tell people that they had it, right? But I bet you 100 to 1, 75% of the people in Pattaya had the Omicron. Just a guess. But again, my personal opinion. But I really do. I think they were all sick and everybody just kind of stayed home and didn't want to go test in case they're going to throw you in some kind of a, outdoor place or whatever. Just hunker down and get through the 4 or 5 days and test negative and get on with your life. So we'll see.
Yeah, Jake, that'd be precisely. The vax does strengthen your immune system, so that if you get the bug, your body's already knows how to fight it, so it's not going to affect you as badly, and possibly even your body will destroy it before you get infectious.
And I would imagine that would be the same case if you had already gotten the virus too, right? You still have the
Yeah,
antibodies, so I would
yeah.
imagine it would lessen the deal too. But the first one was nasty. I mean, there's no doubt. Saying I think like Traveler said, he was pretty much in his deathbed. He was sicker than heck, and came through it, thank God. But a lot of people didn't. Martin's here. Hey, how you doing, Martin? Just wanted to drop by and say hi to
Hey,
everyone in the
Martin.
chat. Let's see. It says Omicron hasn't killed anyone as far as I'm aware, and it doesn't even have effect as bad as. Well, it doesn't as far as I know either, and I'll agree with that. But according to the Thai government, the last ones that they said, when they were saying like 6,000, 5,000 cases, they had 10, 12, 14 people passing away, and supposedly of that of the virus, and at that time it was only Omicron. I think I could be wrong. Like I always say, check with people besides me, like the government. Even when what did I say? Even when it first came out, most people didn't even know they had it. Yeah, like I said, everything that I had on New Year's Eve of 2020 um, points to, you would think, every symptom. Can't breathe, everything. I don't know if I had a fever or not. I'd have to ask the doctor. I imagine even if I did have a fever, they would have attributed that to the pneumonia. So they said it was pneumonia, a severe case of pneumonia. And even after, because I was in, it didn't really, that was January 1st. When did they really start, say, in February? Middle of February, end of February is when everything started to show up and close down and lock down, and February, March, something like that. So I had just gotten out. I was 2 months in intensive care and then 1 month in a private room. So 3 months I was in the hospital. And I think when I got home, end of March, we were already in a lockdown because I was going crazy. I'd been in the hospital for 3 months, and now I get an ambulance ride home and I can't leave my house. I couldn't walk anyway. I mean, I had a walker, but so after about 2 weeks, I couldn't take it anymore, and I actually took the walker and made it to the truck, and my wife and the kids and everybody jumped in the truck, and we just drove around Surin for an hour and a half. It didn't stop, didn't do anything, just kind of cruised just to be outside somewhere, look at something moving. I mean, I was losing it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. It was
Get
nasty.
get your mind working again.
Yeah, something. And then, like I said, I was lucky. I had my Thai family, my in-laws, my wife, of course, her girlfriend at the time, the two kids. They were home because the schools were closed, and they looked after me the whole time. They couldn't help me in and out, but at that time, I could actually, with the walker, I could get out of bed and I could make it to the bathroom and stuff. So, but the kids, anything that I wanted, boy, they were right there instantaneously making me food, whatever I wanted. It was awesome. Awesome. Let's see, what did Bobby say here? I think my flight home from Thailand in January 2021 gave it to me. I had severe pneumonia for 30 days. Really? Yeah, it was really weird because we were talking about nurses, and we were
That's
just talking
possible.
about it. Yeah, we were just talking about it last night, or night before last. My wife talking about my nieces, I guess they are anyway, that are RNs and stuff. And when I first got sick, she had gotten contact with them on my phone, and I didn't really realize how she had gotten in contact with my family because she didn't have access to my phones. My phones are locked, both of them. I had the little one that was my wife's that passed away, an iPhone 7, and then my big iPhone 8. And she explained to me that she was laying in bed praying to my wife, to my wife that passed, to help me if she could and don't let him die. And all of a sudden, boom, in her mind, she had borrowed the little iPhone to do some recording. Her phone wasn't working, and she had to record some voice stuff for, I think, on the phone. So when you called TOT, you would actually hear my wife saying, "Oh, you've reached this number, and please press 7 for blah, blah, blah." Anyway, a little
Yeah.
deal on that. And all of a sudden, it dawned on her, I had given her the code to get into the phone, so she didn't have to bring it to me every 5 seconds and say it locked up again. And so she started looking for that paper. She found the paper. She got on there. She got on Facebook, and that's how she found out. But to relate it back to the story, the one nurse said, "Can you please take a picture of the monitor, his oxygen, and all this stuff?" And they correspond back and forth. And she told her what she thought I was getting better, or the same, or whatever. Because the doctor really never said anything, just said, because my wife wanted to know, not in so many words, is he going to die? But that's what she was asking him, and he never really gave that up. He just said he just needs to keep on fighting type stuff. He's a good man. I got really lucky besides my Thai family with my doctors.
All right, that's enough of that morbid stuff.
Yeah, what do you want to go on to? Colonoscopies? Anybody
Uh,
getting a colonoscopy this week? Uh, yeah,
my
yeah. I
hands
don't know
healed.
what. Is it completely healed now, or
Yeah.
do you have numbness? No numbness?
I've got a sore wrist, but that's mainly just arthritic, I think.
I don't know if you can see mine, but I got a big giant lump right here that's been here for. It's one of those cysts, I think. I showed it to my
Ah,
doctor before I left the U.S., and he said as long as it's not, hurting or impeding any kind of motion, don't worry about it. Well,
yeah.
it's starting to hurt. So
Uh, that'll only take a small nick. Look, I've got a sharp pointy thing here, Dave. Just give us your hand.
Yeah, you know, I think it's one of those
Check it
ones. I
out.
don't know if you've ever seen. If you go on YouTube and you say about some kind of a cyst and a book, those are the ones that they lay their arm on the table and someone hits them with a Bible and pops the damn thing and it goes away. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's got to hurt, but somebody wanted. When I was in the U.S., one of my friends, of course, said, "I've got a hammer. Why don't you just let me hit it?" And no, I think I'll pass. There's Andy.
Shotgun work. Shotgun will remove
There's,
it.
yeah, there you go. There's Joe. Hey, Joe, how you doing? Andy. Andy's
Morning,
here
Joe.
in
And
Thailand now.
good on you. And Andy's going to be in Pattaya tomorrow, so we might get there in time to join the others at the Wombat and Kiwi bar.
Cool. Ah, done with my
I
coffee.
have been watching your posts, Andy.
I have been too on Facebook also.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have too. There's Tommy J. I think I said hi to you earlier, didn't I, Tommy? I think I did. So we'll get off
It's all
that.
right, Aztec. We hate you anyway.
What was it?
He's just telling Xander Man he was mouthy on the COVID subject. Don't hate me. Yeah, we hate you.
Uh, I don't know. I mean, like I said, everybody is welcome here as long as they're, you know, and everybody on here is always well below anything that could be nasty. So I'm perfectly happy with anybody. But
Yeah, we don't allow nasty.
yeah, we don't do that. We don't do any kind of negativity anymore. We're done. But anyway, so okay, so hopefully, I'm hoping that they're going to be done. I've now moved it up to the end of February to be done with the Thai kitchen. There's a lot more work than I had anticipated because my wife wants a tile walls that could have just been painted and extra cabinetry and a bunch of stuff. Anyway, I want that place to be nice for them, just like I wanted mine to be nice in the house here. So I don't want to pull any punches on that. Hey Bruce, how you doing? Good morning to you.
Hi,
Um,
Bruce and Sassy May.
yep. Yeah, it's getting close, right? When do you guys leave? They're heading to Kochang, or actually Torat for one night, I think. And then Chuck did kind of piss me off a little bit. I saw that they're having some kind of a meet up lunch, and it looks like there might be some Mexican food, which I crucified Chuck for doing when he was in the U.S. I said, "You were killing me. Every video that you were in, you were eating Mexican food," and that's my Achilles heel. I love Mexican food. Hey Joe,
But you didn't
thanks
go
for
to
the super
Thailand to
chat.
eat Mexican,
Your
Joe.
wife, tell her hi for me. I sure will. What's that, Brock?
I said you didn't go to Thailand to eat Mexican.
No, no, that's true. And I really didn't. The closest, like I said, when I came here in 2018, besides 2015 when I was in Costa Rica and met the gentleman that was a friend of one of the friends I met there. I was in Costa Rica for about 8 months, and he was there for a week, and he came from Thailand. I think I told the story before. That's how I found out about Thailand. I knew nothing about the closest thing that I knew to Thai food was what is it called? What's the one with the egg? Um, oh God, now my mind went blank. Anyway,
Pad, pad
no,
Thai with egg on top.
yeah, pad thai, yeah, and that's the only thing I knew. And then I got here and went, wow. So, and I really do. Even the more on the Muslim side, the Masi Man and that kind of stuff, I really like too. All the curries, it's awesome. But I still have a weakness for Mexican food. And the closest one that I found was Chuck did 2 videos on a place in Ubon, a hotel that a guy and his Thai wife owned. And I did go there. We went there twice, and it was pretty good. But I'm telling you, the best that I've had since I've been here was when Tom took us to Route 66, and I had the fajitas and the um, nachos, and it was excellent, as good as any or most of the Mexican food places that I've been in the U.S. Yeah, pad thai. I know how I could forget that, right? It's that Alzheimer's that I got going through my head. But yeah, so to get back to that, yeah, I guess you guys are meeting I think on Sunday, right? Is it Sunday you're meeting in Tarat, and then you're going to Koh Chang on Monday morning for 5 days, and then to Kokut, I think, if I'm pronouncing that right. Hey, Jiu Jitsu Passport, how are you? Got here for
We'll
the
catch you
good
later,
conversation
Andy.
and Mexican food. Yeah, I hear that. I love, and I just realized that when I, what were you on Chuck's live stream when you're from Mexico? I spent probably growing up. We took all of our general contractors. We were HVAC contractors to Cabo for like 12 years straight. We went there. I went there at least 6 times. You know, and I went there back in Cabo San Lucas when you could actually say it was a fishing village. Anybody that goes to Cabo San Lucas and says it's just a fishing village is trying to pull the wool over their wife's eye as they go down there to go fishing. Is the fishing still good? Yeah, but it was nothing. I mean, I think I explained it before. When I first started going there, you could buy 10 tacos for $1. Now you can buy one taco for $1. The last time I was there, it was a long time ago. Might even be more now. But I really enjoyed Mexico. Me and my wife did, I want to say 5 or 6 cruises there to Acapulco and all and around Mexico. I really enjoyed Mexico. Born in New, but grew up in Mexico. Yeah, my cousin goes down to Cabo all the time still, and he's a crazy man. He pulls his 28-foot boat right down Baja, and I think it's nuts, and he's gotten pulled over, and he always either pays his way or talks his way out of stuff. So he's still alive. I told him I'd appreciate it if he didn't do that anymore. Let's see what Jake says here. Dave, it was a long time ago. The Aztecs were still in charge of the place. Yeah. I'm really, the two biggest thing that I'm fascinated by is the Aztecs and their pyramids and the pyramids of Gaza. I don't know. I always have been. The Egyptians just always watch all that stuff. I haven't in a while since I've been here anyway.
Yes, it'd be interesting to jump in a time machine and go back and see how the Aztecs and the Egyptians actually did build that stuff.
Yeah, no kidding. I don't. They still don't. They still haven't really completely explained it. I don't think.
No.
So I know that they said that they would have a hell of a time, even with all the stuff they have today, building them to where they fit and were that precise. They couldn't. They'd have a hard time doing it today, even cutting
The
the
unions
stone.
probably wouldn't allow it either.
Yeah, you're probably right. I haven't been to the pyramids, but yeah, I'm hoping someday. It's on my list. We were real close too. The last time that me and my wife that passed away, the last vacation we went on was to Cancun, and we were close, and we just didn't go. We were there for 10 days. We were in a real high class 5-star hotel. It was awesome, and but I will hopefully I will get to do that. Let's see. Return the bike. And I didn't see did Bruce still here or did he leave? He must say, hey Gary, I didn't see you either. How you doing, Gary? Good morning or good afternoon or good evening to you. Yeah, I haven't been. I guess that's it. It looks like I'm caught up on anything. If anybody has any questions, put them in. Oh, there he is. Oh, okay. Leaving. You got it. Leaving Saturday the 12th. Should be back in Hua Hin on the 23rd or 4th. Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. Saturday. Oh, Saturday. Yeah. Oh, because you won't get there till Sunday, I believe. And that's when I think they're going to meet up there, and then they'll go to Koh Chang. I really like. I'm bummed that I missed it. Of course, we are in Thailand, and it's still. You never know. I still might do something. Gary saying hello to you too, Brock. Yeah, I know. That I'm
Hey,
really
Gary.
happy to say in mine. Most all of my bucket list stuff is places to visit. Everything that I've done in my life, I'm pretty happy and content with what I did Mainly, it's just seeing stuff now, which is yeah, it's cool. Like I said, I could die tomorrow and wouldn't have any regrets. Yours is full and overflowing. Mine's still overflowing with just going to see places. I want to go to Japan. I want to go to Australia. I mean, I want to go to Italy. I still haven't been to Italy, and I've got I don't know 5,000 relatives there. I don't know, a bunch, all over. So, a bunch of places I want to go. I still haven't seen every place that I want to see in the United States, and I've done a lot of traveling in the United States. So, I do want to go to Australia, though. That's probably going to be my next one after I go back to the U.S. to visit family. Same here, Dave. Bucket list always been places to visit. Yeah, been to Japan and Australia. Yeah, I want to check them out. I really do. See, but I'm big into koi. So Japan has always been high on my list. And it's not to go to the cities and see the big this and that. It's to go to the mud ponds and check out the koi and during their harvest and stuff like that. Although knowing me, I'll spend way too much money, so I'll probably never go. But I would like to go there. Mark King, how you doing? I seen you in the video. Yeah. I had an absolute awesome time there. They're just such great people, man. I mean, and like I said, I think I said it to Fa one time when she did a little deal on a short on James. I think I said this before. You surround yourself with good people, and how can your life be anything but great? And these people, everybody that I've met through YouTube in Thailand, have been 100% straight up
Welcome, Mark.
people. Is Mark? Let's see. Yeah, it was, but it was fun. It was a good
last
time.
video with you, Dave.
What's that?
I just saw Chuck's last video with you in it.
Oh, did you? Yeah, it was.
Looked
It
like
was
a
a
good
it was a
time.
great time. To my condo building. Yeah, I have them here in my. I'm building a koi pond, which will start and in ground. I've had them above ground in pools, those Intertex pools for 2 years in anticipation of finally getting a place that I could build a koi pond. So I'm going to build it correctly what I want. There'll be a side window in it. It'll be a filtration will be top notch. I've been keeping koi for a long time, 30 years or something, maybe longer. I don't remember, but I really enjoy them. They give me I don't know. It's relaxing. The moving water really relaxes me. Yeah. I got to get them done. I did ask my wife, and she probably forgot whether they take pre-existing conditions. Maybe I'll tell her today because I've got to go to the bank, like I said, and order my 1 year, 12-month deal for
Statement.
immigration, so that I can get my visa, which I'm procrastinated all the way up to only 9 more days I have, and it probably takes 7 days to get the to get that from them. You can't get it. In case anybody comes here and they want to know, you cannot get a 12-month report from your local place in Phuket, in Surin, in Buriram, in anywhere except for Bangkok. So they have to mail or contact Bangkok, order it up for you. They send it to wherever you're at, and then they give it to you, and it usually takes a week. So be prepared to do that. I don't know why Chuck didn't get it last time, because he knew he had to do it
He
before.
hadn't
Somebody
required
told
it
him.
before.
No, he had it. I think he had to get it before. I don't remember. I know Joe did too, because when I went
Yeah,
to get
Joe got
mine,
caught. Chuck
because
before
mine
was
for
using 30-day statements.
oh was he? Well, he
Yeah,
might have
and
had.
then
Maybe he had the money in the bank at that time too. I don't know, but on mine, I didn't watch enough people, and I took a 6 month there, and they laughed at me. I had every other piece of paperwork, but that was when the Surin immigration was an hour each way. Now it's right over this hill behind me. I can be there in under 5 minutes. The new government center. So I'm kind of curious on how that's going to work, and I will do as much of a video as I can to let people know. But I'll remind you now, I'm in Surin, so unless you live in Surin and you're doing it the same time I am, the same second, the same person, the same everything, yours could be different. And I mean day to day. Even if you live in Surin and you take, hey, Dave told me I didn't need this piece of paper. You know, they told him. And I would never say that anyway. I would say, this is what they wanted from me. So just keep that in your mind. Anytime you go, I've got a file this thick my wife keeps now. Copies of papers I may never use, copies of papers they might want, you know, whatever it is. 99% it's in that file. And I only have to do it once a year. It's 1900 baht. I think it costs 200. I'll let you know too. I think when I ordered it last time it was 200 baht for the statement, and then she has all the other paperwork. It's so much easier when you have a significant other helping you through this stuff. It makes life way easier. Let's see what Mark says here. Talking about fish, have you been to the fish market in Bangkok? Yes, I have. We walked around. My wife is still talking about going there once we get the koi pond in and cycled and everybody in there, and I feel confident because I do have a tank that I can bring fish back or order them and put them on a bus or whatever I want to do, or train or whatever, get them back here that I can quarantine them in. I always treat my fish before I got it. I let anybody know that if you've got koi, the 99.9% of the time when people get their fish get diseases, and especially here in Thailand because we don't have that fluctuation in temperature, is because they bring back a fish that's sick. And instead of treating it, they just dump it in their koi pond, and then a week later they're wondering why their fish are breaking out and and bloody spots and have ulcerations and have all sorts of stuff. It's because of that. In fact, once you get a bunch of fish, I had 20, 30 of my fish die when I had that chlorine dumped in from the city, and didn't realize it too late by the time I got there, although we did save half. So I will restock it with that. But then once you get to a certain point, unless you see a fish that really catches your eye, you don't really need any more than what you have in there. Your filters, I always over-filtrate, so my filters are usually 4, 5, 6 times bigger than they need to be. But it's just a way to go. But they do have some nice fish there. But I found that place that I go to here in Surin, he has Japanese fish, and he's I want to say they're more reasonable than Bangkok. He's a veterinarian, and nice fish too. I've got my eye on probably 6 of them, and they're probably going to cost me a little bit of money, but not as bad as Bangkok, and definitely not as bad as the USA or the UK or any place like that. He's really reasonable.
Just had a call from Amazon telling me that I have an order.
Yeah, I heard you saying something to somebody on our chat thing about Amazon. We have it. I have Prime. I've had Prime for 10 years. I don't know, a long time. In fact, the lady at the post office, because I have a post office box where I used to live in Central California, and I used to come in there and she goes, "Guess what, Dave? Christmas, 3rd time this week." She'd have 6, 8 packages back there from Amazon for me, 2, 3 times a week. And I do the same thing with Asada. I just ordered a bunch of test kits. Thailand came out with their own test kit for fish, for the water. And they got rave reviews. Better than any UK kit, better than any US kit, blah, blah, blah. So I'll let you know what I think of it. But it was reasonable, so I ordered that. And I'm going to order some spices that I don't have. So, hey, Daniel, how you doing?
Xander, man, I think you're in the twilight zone.
Is he? What's he doing? There's nothing. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I seen a video about it on YouTube. Some real expensive. Koi have been,
Hey,
I don't know,
James.
people that aren't familiar with it. Hey, David, how you doing? Hey, Daniel. I think I said hi to everybody. Hey, there's James. Hey, Chocolate Man in Thailand. There's people in Japan that get in their wills they get willed koi. That's how expensive, and I'm talking $100,000. There's even one that went for $1 million, I think. I mean, way, way out of my league. But anyway, but the new place is good. I spent 18 years in the U.S. Navy. Luckily, I spent 1 year and 7 months total out to sea. Yeah, and seasick. I saw somebody talking about seasick. James needed help. I saw his last video and swabbing his back deck. He said he didn't. He was in the Air Force, not the Navy, so he didn't know how to do it. But I'm sure that Jiu-Jitsu could have explained it. Could have explained it to you, James. What did James say?
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
Dave, any issues getting that? Yeah, no. I mean, yes. The one I was talking to Chuck about it. I have one Carney Garley. It's not exactly called that. Comes in the same size as the Lowrys and the big ones you'd get at Costco or whatever. I've been using it for 20 years, 30 years. I've been going to Gilroy, which is in Central California, which is the garlic capital of the world. And we had bike runs and stuff there. And there's a place there that now sells. They sell it on Amazon, plus they sell it themselves. $30 for a bottle of it. And I went and looked on it the other day. I said maybe I'll just pay the shipping, you know, and they wouldn't ship to Thailand. I didn't go much further than that, but I do want to check into it a little bit more than I have. Let's see. What's this one? Question for the koi doctor. My koi have small red worms in the filter media. Looks like mosquito. I wouldn't be. I don't. A lot of that stuff is good. I'd have to actually see the worm, David. If you could send me on email. But some of the worms and stuff like that, they eat a bunch of the crap, literally, in your filter. So some of them are actually good. Some of that stuff, like even snails to a certain extent, except they can get overpopulated. I've got them all in my filter out here that I've had running for 2 years. I moved all my media over here and kept it going and didn't have to recycle my tank or anything. So it went good. But yes and no, depends on what it is. But most of the stuff that you're going to see is if your water quality is good and all that kind of stuff, it's probably good stuff that's going to eat a lot of the material that's in your filter that you don't want in there.
You don't need to go to Amazon to get a new mop and a mop head,
Yeah, he does
James.
need that.
You can go down the local shop and get that.
Let's see. What did I miss? Did I miss anything? Hey, Douglas, how you doing, sir? Good morning to you. Let's see.
Yeah,
Good
pancakes
afternoon.
barking
Hey,
at
Dello.
the supposed
Dello
intruder.
almost made it. Yeah, on the last one, you almost made it right at the end, right? Because after I signed off, usually I'll go back and look at the chat and before I shut it off, and I saw that
Morning, Dallo.
you had ducked in
Okay,
in the
Pan.
middle of it.
Come here.
Been too many horror stories. Yeah, I haven't. I never had any in the States. It was a no-brainer. Everything was free. I got it in like a day. You know, I mean, it's just the most awesome thing in the world. But when I tried just the other day and I rushed through it, and I'll go back and I'll let you know. But at the point where I wanted to try to order, I think I needed to put the address in, and I think that's why it wouldn't do it. And I didn't have my new address here. So if I put it in, I probably will try to order that because that seasoning I like. And if I don't have any nightmares, I'll let you know. What Android
Yeah,
box?
the,
I'll
the
look
reason why
and I
James
will.
had trouble.
Let's see.
The reason why James has trouble with his mop is he was Air Force, and we weren't trained in the Air Force how to use mops. We usually stayed in 5-star accommodation and didn't require a mop.
All right. Well, I'll let Brock. I'm going to let you talk, and I'm going to go see if I can find this Android box for T&W, if you
Okay.
don't mind. Let me see.
Yeah, Xander, man, I keep getting phone calls at the moment from Amazon and emails, but I'm not quite stupid enough to fall for those. See, I would let Pancake loose on the Amazon scammers, but she barks and then runs away. Tom is, oh, yeah, the T&W living in Thailand. Yeah, they're a good show. Oh, look, we've got Thailand, that Brit abroad. Ryan is in the channel. Good morning, Ryan. Gate. What's Gate abroad? No, it's anime. Yes, unfortunately, there are a lot of people who get sucked in by the scammers. They can sound very convincing. But when you're talking to somebody who has a phone number starting with an international prefix that's overseas, yeah, unlikely. Ooh, I'm going to ban you, Joe. I do not speak good American. I speak proper Australian. And any background noises you hear is the wife cooking pork crackle.
All right.
Nothing like fresh pork crackle.
Okay.
Oh
I
dear,
found
Al,
it
you're
here.
undertaken for 6K.
Is
Wow.
T&W? Hey, Ty Britt abroad. Yeah, T&W is still here. I'm going to share the screen here, and
There
you
you,
should
there
be
you
able
be.
to share, share. Yes. Here it is. Can you guys see that? Can you see that, Brock?
Yeah, I can see that all right.
Okay. In case,
Android 10.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
the 10.0 2021 Tanix, TANIX, TX6S, RAM 4 3264 box. And I don't know
yeah,
which one. I got the 64. I got the 4 and the 64 gig. And it was 1,011, whatever that was. Um,
12, yeah, 1200 baht basically.
yeah, pretty much. So and Tom said it worked good. So anyway,
Yeah, I think
so
most
I'll
of
come
those
back.
Android boxes are pretty much the same inside. It's a little Android computer, and it's just the plastic case outside that changes.
Yeah, and it worked pretty good according to what Jake said. Yeah, the 64 gigabyte, and that's the one I got. So like 1,200 baht. So what did I miss while I was doing that? Anything exciting? Can't be too much.
Oh, it's all exciting. It just varies.
What's the scam here? Scams I like on the other ones telling you I've won 10 million
Oh
while I
yeah.
get. You know, the people I feel sorry for in that is the real old people that do have, like I kid about it. I probably shouldn't with the Alzheimer's because my aunt had it and it's horrible. But, they get these people on there. Now, how they could take away and try to rob somebody that's living on a fixed income, I'll never know. How can you be that low? I don't know. Hopefully, I never find one of them. They'll be they won't be
They
happy to
don't
see me.
care.
I guess not. They have nothing at all. Got a screenshot. Okay, cool. And it worked good. And like I said, I got to get with Tom too because we only half programmed it. I do have my TV up, Tom, and so as soon as I get the box hooked up to it and get everything hooked up, maybe within a week or so, I'll get a hold of you and I'll let you know. Yeah, isn't it horrible? My aunt had it, Xanderman, and God bless her. The only thing I was happy about was she would all, when she came to my house, she asked me over and over again, "Whose house is this, Dave? Is this your house?" Yeah. Oh, nice house. Do you have snakes? I don't know why. She said that. It sticks in my mind. She asked me that over and over and over again. But I was happy to sit there and talk to her because she remembered my name. She remembered who I was, and she basically raised me. She had 7 kids, and my mom was divorced, and I was just kind of thrown into the mix because my mom worked 2 in the morning, and I was with all the other kids. Like I said before, I think for years I thought that my aunt and my uncle were my mom and dad. Pretty much, just kidding, but uh, I was there a lot. She was one of the good ones. Mark saying hi to Mark. Let's see. I'm currently in a conversation with a Nigerian prince who needs a little help. Nigerian prince. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, you're a helpful guy, Mark. I'm sure you'll take care of all his needs for him.
Let's see how my mom started to go up and down that road. Won't be long. Yeah, it sucks, man. I'll tell you. My I have a cousin. One of her kids. There was 6 boys and 1 girl. And Robin, she was the second oldest. She was like 4 or 5 years older than me. So when I was born on her birthday, December 22nd. So I was her baby. At 5 years old, she had me wrapped up, and I was hers. And God bless her, she took care of my aunt from when she was first diagnosed with everything. Brought her into her home and took care of her. I want to say over 2 years. Was very taxing on her, very hard to do. And I did say hi to David Seren, didn't I? Yeah, I did. We use Android and watch Expect TV from countries all around, over 5,000 channels, including pay-per-view. Yeah, Tom's the one that you want to get with if you want that. I want to start watching the NASCAR, so I'm going to get with Tom hopefully here shortly, because I think, when's the first race? Daytona? And I want to say it's the end of this month, February, something like that. I'll have to look it up. It's been 6, 7 years that I stopped watching, and I watched every race for 30 years before that.
I don't have time to watch TV when I'm in Thailand.
Yeah, you don't? I am ashamed to say that I do. Yeah, I do not get it when someone asks their snake. It was weird because I lived in Central California, and my house was in the high Sierras, right at the level 3,000 feet, where I had a bunch of pines, but I also had a bunch of oak, and we did have rattlers. But why she got, hell, I was there for 18 years. I only found one snake, and it wasn't even a rattler. It was a gopher snake of some kind, non-poisonous. So anyway, but she had that in her mind, so, and I listened to it, and I would have listened to it and been happy to listen to it right now if she was still with us. I'd listen to it every day. Let's see.
My father, before he went, was seeing fairies sitting on shelves everywhere. He had a family living under his bed.
Oh, did he? Ugh.
Yeah.
You lose some of those summers twice. Yeah, you know what the worst thing, Xanderman, that I experienced was we went to my uncle, my uncle Joe's had just passed away. Okay, my uncle Jim, her husband, had been passed away for a while. And my Aunt Dolly was there, his wife, and I saw my aunt, Ange, the one that had the Alzheimer's, go up and ask my aunt, "Where's Joe?" And both my aunt would start crying, explaining he passed away, and then my Aunt Ange would cry, walk away, forget about it, come back in a half hour, ask my Aunt Dolly again. And it was just devastating to watch them both go through that. We finally tried to corral my aunt away from, so they weren't talking to each other. It was just absolutely horrible, horrible. Saying thanks to Tom. I use VPN too.
For those watching, Mark's hiding out in his backyard, watching us
Who
on
is?
his phone, and I'm in his lounge room.
You are in his living room. Is that what they call it in Australia? Lounge room?
Living room, lounge room.
Living. It's weird the way the little differences between both Australian and UK, probably all around the world. But I'm never around
Yeah.
French and Italian, but they all have that little different word for stuff. It's interesting to me. I was on a live stream from Philadelphia, and you should have seen how many people ask about snakes. Really, I don't know. All I know, I was under the impression, so much I know, that Australia didn't have any snakes that were venomous. And now I hear they have 10 of the most, yeah, 10 of the most venomous snakes in the world. So that's how much I know about stuff. But we have
Yeah.
mainly rattlesnakes in the United
Okay.
States. Yeah, whether they be diamondback or different variations, but all rattlers, pretty much as far as I know.
Yeah.
But I really didn't know that. I thought Australia was, and they got a bunch of nasty bugs too, don't you, Brock?
Yeah.
Nasty, yeah, nasty bugs. Two things I
Yeah.
don't
They
like:
got some
snakes and bugs.
nasty
So,
spiders and stuff. But out of the top 10 venomous snakes in the world, Australia has 12 of them.
wow, insane. Who does Mark want to bring him a coffee? You, Brock? Mark wants you to bring him a coffee. Where's he? Right outside the door there?
Yeah,
I see
well,
a
if he
car
comes to
out
the
there.
front door. Oh,
What kind
Mark,
of
no.
is Mark still in
Yeah,
there?
I'll go get one, mate.
Hey, Mark. I'm me and my wife. In fact, I asked Waza Warren. He had bought one of those MGs just recently. So on his last video, I asked him what he thought about it, and he said he really likes it. My wife, because we're talking about getting a small car. Where she moved from TOT to the CAT building, they now have a parking spot for her, but it needs to be a small car. We looked at the people at her work are suggesting the Datsun or Datsun, Nissan. God, I forget. Anyway, it's one of the little ones. They're like a half a million baht. What kind do you have there, Mark? What is that? A Toyota or some kind? So we're gonna go look because now she can do it. Because before she had to, we're gonna have to deal with this road out front until they pave it, and then in the rain and stuff. So now, if we had a little car, she could just take that to work, and it's not that big deal. It's gonna cost like 4,000 baht a month plus a little bit of a down or something. It's not gonna be that much, I guess is what I'm saying. Down low says the eastern brown snakes are the nastiest ones. Is that true, Brian? You agree with that? We're on
Yes,
snakes
they
now.
are.
This is the
Yeah,
snake. If you want to know anything about snakes, this is the channel you come to. Just kidding. But Mark is here. What kind of car, Mark? I'm interested. The red belly blacks aren't good either. You guys got way too many. If I saw a snake in Australia, I'd probably freak out. I'd jump back in and say, "Take me home." So, what part of Australia has the least amount of snakes? Sydney, downtown, or do they still have it there?
No, they're all over. They're all
Are they?
over.
You know
Sydney
what? Being
has
here,
a lot of tiger snakes. That
how many
they're
of how
they,
many how many of the cobras have you seen here? Because I have only seen one dead in the road. I haven't seen one live one with my eyes yet.
Oh, I've in just down the road from my house. There's a guy who had some large clay water pots, and he had a cobra in each one.
Oh, really?
Nice.
Well, I
Yeah.
know I was watching Maggie before she changed her name, and I'm going to forget her name. But anyway, she was doing one in the field, a live stream, and somebody freaked out because she went over in like a little culvert area. There was a small a small cobra, and people were freaking out because she lost her
Morning,
signal.
Randy.
And it was like, oh, I wonder if she's okay. Is she going to be? I said, these people have been dealing with cobras for 100,000 years. I think they can figure out how to get rid of a small one in a ditch there. I don't think that's a problem. What does
Best
Jake
thing is
have?
to leave it alone.
Yeah, the Nissan March, and there was also another one. If you said it, I would know the name of it. But they look pretty nice. The MG, I guess, looked okay too. I guess they're made here in Thailand. Datsun, Nissan, whatever. I've known forever. We've got a billion of them in the U.S., but kind of like my brother-in-law's. Yeah, I don't. Did Mark answer? Toyota, the small one, but we'll upgrade before too long. Um, what? Which one do you have? Do you know, Mark? Oh, Vios 2016. Okay. Um, I'll check. We're gonna go to like 3 or 4 dealers. I figured Toyota, Nissan. I'll go look at the MGs and one more whichever one that's around. That's probably Honda. I've always had good luck with Hondas, man. They just run, run, run. So do Toyotas. Shouldn't say anything from there. Seems like Japan knows what the hell they're doing. Let's see. Hello, Dave. Hi, everyone. Just getting home from downtown LA. Passport walkabout stay. All right, Randy. Take it easy. Thanks for dropping in. Forgot about the snakes. Talk about the sliders and then gone in Australia. Yeah, I'm not a big snake. I hate snakes. If I miss something, guys, put it back up. Or especially if you have a suggestion on a car, I'm looking at right around there, somewhere between, right around half a million baht, 500. The ones that I looked at, the Toyota, Nissan, the one that we were looking at, had 3 levels. They had an L, an LX, and an LLX or whatever. And from the top one to the bottom one was like a half a million, 530 and 560. But the top of the line, they came with 1.2 liter motor, 1.4 liter motor, and 1.6 liter motor. And in the top of the line also had that, what do you call it? The sensors, had cameras on all sides. It had the sensors that if you run up on somebody and you're not paying attention, it automatically brake. Or if you move over, it notifies you if you go past the line or whatever, which we don't have lines in Thailand. People drive wherever they want. Just a joke. And so I want to see that one and see what they're. Honda City for 6 years, and it has a Yeah, they sure do make a good product, don't they? And like I said, I can't say much about any of the Hondas and Toyotas too. I've had Toyotas that just won't die. Car, no way I'm rolling a sedan. Yeah, you know what it is, James. For her to go back and forth to work, we still have the 4-door truck and the diesel, but it's a 5-speed, and it's a pain in the ass. If it's just me and her going somewhere, I don't need anything. If you need to have 4 people and luggage and all that, you're not going to get away with the small one. But I know you had both. But I have the truck, so I have my option of doing what I want to do.
I agree with you, James. I got a BT50 in Thailand as well.
Get a car with 4 wheels, Joe says. Excuse me.
4 big wheels.
A Hyundai. I haven't said that. Do they even make those here? I know we got a crap load of them in the U.S., Centerman, but I don't know if they have Hyundais here. Do they? I didn't have any problem with the Hyundai either. I mean, they're okay. It's just like it seems like the Toyota Celica, which was in the U.S., that and the Honda Accord, you could not kill those cars. I mean, you had to deliberately drain the oil out of them and drive them at 95 miles an hour for 3 hours before they'd blow. A little bit of an exaggeration, but you get my point. Never had a problem with either one of those. And Toyota Yaris, is that the one? My sister-in-law has one. Yeah, the Toyota is probably, we're going to look at, like I said, the Toyota, the Nissan. The Nissan's the one that she had on the YouTube last night that showed the 3 models, and they were right around $500,000. The 3 models varied, like I said, from $500,000 to 550 or 60 or something like that. But they looked really nice. I want something with the rear cameras and the rear force and I don't want to add anything to the car. I want to get in it and drive, and I want it to be an automatic. I had 2 Accords over 12 years, my best car. Yeah, absolutely. I had one too. Absolutely bulletproof, man. And I had Celicas. I had old ones too, 79, 81, something like that. That just ran and ran and ran and ran. And then I had new ones too. My cousin that passed away from the Lou Gehrig's, he had one. And I drove that back and forth up north when I'd spend 4 days down taking care of him and then 3 days at home. He let me use his car, so I didn't put a crap load of miles on my car. So anyway, good cars, no doubt. So we'll see what happens. But and if we can get the next step up, sedan, we'll look at them, and if she says yeah it's small and I can still maneuver around and get in my parking spot at the new building, then maybe we'll think about going with that. But as of right now, it's going to be the little micro cars. And I think I'd rather have the bigger motor. Like I don't know what they offer in some of the other ones, but I do know in that Nissan they offer the 1.2, 1.4, 1.6. I think I'd rather have the little bit bigger motor. And I don't know, I don't know what you pay on gas mileage, James, but I went from here to above to, and I'm going to forget the name that I did the video on, above Udon, a 6 hour drive, and then a 5 hour drive from there to Tatpanome, and from Tatpanome back to Surin, a 5-6 hour drive. And I burned almost through 2 tanks of gas, about 3,000 baht worth of diesel. So I don't know, maybe mine isn't running that, or maybe that's good. I don't even know, because it's kilometers, so it doesn't register in my brain, and liters per kilometer. It doesn't register. Miles per gallon, that registers in my brain. The Wrangler's a good. I bought her that brand new Jeep, Redline or whatever it was, the one that Jeep said this is absolutely the only SUV on the market that's a true 4-wheel drive, and she loved that thing. I think it was 2018. Yeah, I bought it right before she passed, the beginning of 2018. She loved that. She loved that car.
Jeeps are not very popular in Australia. They tend to break down a lot.
Yeah, you guys are really popular with the whatchamacallit, what are they called? My mind's gone. Hey Jam, I didn't see you come in. Hey Jam, how you doing? God, what the hell's the name of them? The one that they make complaints about, Range Rovers and stuff, right?
Oh, they're not so good either.
What's the one that's under the Range Rover?
Land Rover.
Land Rover, that's the one that's
Yeah.
popular? I know there's one that's popular there. I don't know. The Jeeps are just like all over the U.S. I mean, the straight six is another vehicle that straight six motor is almost indestructible. So if you keep them up, I didn't have any problem. I've had three Jeeps Wranglers. Let's see.
We've got
I didn't
some.
turn on my light. How's my light?
We've got some
You guys didn't tell
Toyota
me.
Hilux vehicles over here, 4-wheel drive with a tub in the back, and they're a V8 diesel.
That was that one I think I told you that that Australian guy that I just got. He had a custom one made with the back with a top and solar panels and a refrigerator and a bunch of other
Oh
stuff.
yeah,
And I think it was in one of those. It looked like it would cost a fortune, but it was a V8. So I'm imagining. He said it was a
yeah,
Toyota, right? Toyota or something
yeah.
or other. Yeah, I'm almost positive.
They were originally a mining company spec vehicle. Australia was the only place that's selling them.
Uh-huh. All right. I'm gonna go. They're calling for me outside. I think they're gonna start building the stuff for the countertop. So I don't want them to
Ah,
screw it
right.
up. So I'm gonna thank everybody for stopping by. I really appreciate it. And listen to the outro. I'm gonna play it again, and then I will check the levels again. Maybe I'll lower it a little bit more. All right, guys, thanks for coming in. I really appreciate it. Great live stream. We talked about everything pretty much. And I will, if you want to say goodbye, Brock. And I will catch you on the
Goodbye,
next one.
Brock. Oh, goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, Brock. Take it easy.